What's up, YouTube? We're a couple of cunts. We're in the countryside. We're talking about heavy metal. We're not actually talking about heavy metal as in, you know, chemistry heavy metal.
I'm disappointed. I've prepared so much material on cobalt and steel.
Yeah, they are good, but you know, I think I prefer the music as opposed to, you know, the alloys and the ores, stuff like that.
Yes, a classic metalhead, this guy.
I'm still, I wouldn't say stuck in the 1980s, but I'm not far off.
No, it's true. I mean, I used to be like you. I was a proper metalhead. When I was 16, 17, I was one of those Cavalt, if it's not Slayer, it's shit. I was basically a little
Slayer
prick.
Pretty crap.
And, you know, these days I'd rather listen to Arcade Fire and Elbow and Frank Turner than heavy metal, so I've obviously pussied out a bit, or mellowed out at least.
I've gone a bit to the sideways, so I'm sort of listening to blues probably as much as I'm listening to metal at the minute, but there's not a really massive amount of great metal about. There's unfortunately quite a lot of, what you call it, cookie monster metal, metal by numbers, however you want to.
Metalcore.
Yeah, some metalcore is good, but it's unfortunately one of those genres that's very, very easy just to sound like it and be really, really shit at it. It's like with new metal, when Korn originally started doing it was different to everything else. It's just then 600 other bands came along, did the exact same thing. So now when people think of generic metal, they'll say something like Korn, who unfairly, you know, were at least different in their time.
New metal was kind of my transition into what I call real music. Like, it must have been, well, it was probably about 10, 11 years ago I first started listening to Limp Bizkit with a band that sort of, it's sort of Eminem, Limp Bizkit, and that led me into like Metallica, and you know,
it was Linkin Park for me.
See, I never got into Linkin Park. I don't know why. They were never one I could really get on board with.
I mean, the first two albums were very good. The third one, it's called Minutes to Midnight or something, came out a lot after the other two. It was, you could tell they were trying to do something different, but it was one of those things. It's like, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Was that at the point where they started trying to be U2? Because that was a criminal flaw.
No, I certainly have really good memories of the two times I've seen them live. I mean, the first festival to Download 04, they headlined Saturday night, I think.
Yeah, they are very good live.
You know, that was a real wow moment for me.
Whatever you're going to say about them, they are good live. There's been so many classic festival and, you know, live memories. Some of the antics we got up to at the Downloads over the years. We've had friends throw up in their tents, shit in their tents, literally shit in their tents.
Yeah, we're not going to mention who that was, but they're watching, they know who they are.
We've had people finding muffins on sticks. We've had people completely destroying their metal credentials by saying they just wanted to go home, have a bath and go to bed on the second night of the festival.
Wasn't that you?
No. It was someone else. Someone completely
really? There we go.
I think it was him.
It was him.
No, he destroyed his metal credentials by wearing fucking black nail varnish.
I did.
And complaining that the hot chocolate was burning his fingers.
Yeah, those are like two completely separate things. I can't remember why I ended up wearing nail varnish. It's the only time I've ever done it. And yeah, that hot chocolate was really fucking hot. But I did make up for it. We did sort of like throw oranges at the security guards that year. I shouted at that girl walking past the tent because she's got chlamydia. That was quite funny.
Syphilis, wasn't it?
It was one of the two.
One of those people offering free hugs, and this guy goes, "No, you've probably got syphilis." Then, of course, there was Download 04, where Lars Ulrich didn't turn up, infamously, and we got all the other drummers filling in for him and doing a much better job, frankly. Lars Ulrich, the man with the laziest left foot in the business, and the face like a bulldog eating a wasp.
Kerrang have far too much of a hand getting lineups in this country. It's like, oh hey, look, some shitty pop punk or emo or whatever's flavour of the month. Let's get these guys with fringes and shit tattoos and put them on stage. There we go.
We've both been in, I suppose I should use the term incredibly loosely, metal bands in our time. I was in a band called Oral Demolition, and we basically marketed ourselves as the worst band in the world because I couldn't play guitar or sing or write songs, and my drummer was a dreadlocked testicle. So I mean, we sang songs about, I'd write songs about fucking anything that came into my head. One of them was called Sweet and Sour Chicken because it was about what I'd had for dinner that night.
Saying goodbyes are hard when you got no lower jaw.
Yeah, which is, true, let's be honest. There was a song called The Bus Conductor, which was basically about me getting on the bus without having the fee and eventually going to jail and getting raped by a guy with a handlebar mustache. And
that's a pretty bad day, really, just trying to get to work and ending in brutal sodomy.
Yeah, it's never good.
That's a good name for a band, really, brutal sodomy.
Brutal sodomy, I like that.
We were talking. I was at a barbecue yesterday, and we were just talking about band names because there does seem to be sort of a one-upmanship going on with proper metal bands. So you can come up with the stupidest name sometimes. He came with the name Epileptic Pit Fight for a band, which is awesome.
Maybe you should talk about the metal band you were in.
I've been in a few metal bands actually. None of them are any good. There's a band I used to be in called Codpiece, which was spelled K-O with an umlaut above it, like the Motorhead one, T-D-E-T-H, which was funny. And then decided to be in a band called Ultimate Pain, which are awful.
Ultimate Pain are basically him and this gimp called Raz. He played the guitar and Raz sang.
You can say
I
that.
guess. Basically each album was an attempt to be more offensive than the last. The first one was called 20 Ways to Fuck a Goat Without Spilling Your Pints.
Yep.
The second one was called Viscous Man Batter. The third one was called Anti-Everything.
It was a concept album, seeing how many different sort of groups, nationalities, ethnicities, you know, anything you could offend.
Racism, sexism, xenophobic bad metal. But I don't think even that compared to the fourth album. Lovingly titled Felching into the Future.
I forgot about that. It's been years since we recorded it, but it's probably for a good reason. The only people who seem to like it are from Derby, which I don't quite know what that says.
Just the Derby demographic enjoyed the incredibly offensive music. Ultimate Pain was born because in 2006 we basically held a festival within a festival at Download. Yo dog, I heard you like festivals. It started out that Oral Demolition basically got a shitty kid's drum kit and an acoustic guitar and said, we're totally performing in the campsite, bitches, come and see us. And for some reason it generated a lot of interest on MySpace, because that was the thing back in those days. And then other bands started saying, oh yeah, we'll join you. We had
bands in a looser sense of the word as well.
Well, we had the Manchester-based knobhead punk duo Scumface, who are actually quite big these days.
Yeah, I know.
They've actually played Download a couple of times and they've supported like Amen and people. It's a bit bizarre.
They also managed to do a world tour of Manchester, which I found quite
Yeah,
fun.
that. Wall of Dog, whose all their songs are about bacon, they joined us. And then basically to fill the bill up, I just went around my friends going, hey, form a band.
Here's a kazoo, do something with it.
Yeah, and basically him and Raz just said, okay, we'll knock a band together, call it Ultimate Pain. They wrote one song before the gig.
You say wrote in the looser sense of the word
Okay, they said we'll sing a song about Freddy Krueger, and then the rest of the set basically consisted of people yelling shit out and then making songs up about it. I'm going to play you an Ultimate Pain song now, so listen to this.
Why the fuck are fucking kids in supermarkets diving around like little fucking bastards? Oh, and the fucking mothers that are with them are just kicking the fucking cunt!
So I don't know what you think of that, but that man birthed that into the world. That now exists, it's out there. You must have felt like the woman who gave birth to Damien, or that creepy penis baby in a razor head. You created something vile that now exists.
Yeah, but nobody really knows about it, so...
We could fill a lengthy section on just coming up with names for metal bands.
We really could do.
Mother Fister.
Mother Fist is a good one. I quite like that one.
There's a band locally who've got the most hilarious name. Arsefull of Chips,
who I've seen like 4 times live.
That's just a genius name. One of the knobhead bands had the name Twat Pounder, which, let's face it, that's pretty genius.
Metallica, one of the names they went through before they settled on Metallica was Thundercunt.
Thundercunt. I like it. Metallica have got that wordplay down. Cunning stunts, you know.
Yeah.
Cthulhu's Codpiece, you know. There is a very sort of heavy fantasy influence on a lot of, especially power metal.
Yeah.
People like Iced Earth and Blind Guardian are always using a lot of sort of Lord of the Rings imagery.
Blind Guardian, they have a song called Lord of the Rings, for God's sake.
And then also, yeah, the black metal has quite an influence. Like, especially, a lot of black metal bands take their names from obscure places in Lord of the Rings, like Gorgoroth, Ethelduath.
There's Kerifungol, but I think they're death metal.
Oh, let's not get into the semantics over what's black metal, what's death metal,
True.
what's symphonic death metal, you know.
It's quite hard to know what is heavy metal or make heavy metal, because there's so many genres these days. I mean, who is really heavy metal anymore? You classic metal,
Black
you
Sabbath,
hard rock,
they're heavy metal.
Well, they're pretty much one of the few ones left, but...
To me, heavy metal's more of an umbrella term. It incorporates like thrash, and you know, death metal,
Yeah, you can look at it that way.
grindcore, all that sort of thing all comes under the umbrella of heavy metal. I mean, even Sabbath had elements of like stoner rock,
Oh yeah,
elements of blues.
They were very
you know,
bluesy.
it's not just straight up.
It wasn't
metal.
really until sort of the 80s, like Judas Priest came along, but like the blues really got kicked from metal. I mean, there's still a lot of good bluesy-based stuff out there these days. Clutch,
Yeah,
plenty of blues in them. What sort of metal are you actually? We've been talking about it all the time. What you got? You know, spinning on the old stereo right now?
Well, as I said, to be honest, I don't listen to an awful lot of metal these days, and the metal I do listen to is more. I listen to a lot of drone metal, avant-garde metal, Phantom Ass I'm constantly listening to, Sun, Electric Wizard. Actually, I've been feeling a bit nostalgic recently. I was listening to System of a Down and Tool in my car the other day, so that was taking me back to the
Blast
old,
from the past.
Yeah, whatever, you know, journey your musical taste goes on and however it evolves, much like bands when they become big, you must never forget where you came from. You know, you get bands who don't have any time for their fans anymore. It's why I'm such a big fan of Frank Turner, because he still takes the time after every gig to go and meet his fans. He replies to people on Twitter. He's spoken to me a few times on Twitter, and he's still not afraid to play in garages, and the only pay he asks is a bed to sleep in and some food. You must never forget where you came from, and you know, as far away as I stray from heavy metal, no matter what I'm listening to, I'll always remember that it's that you know,
It got you into it in the first place.
it is. It made me the person I am today musically, and for that at least, I thank you, gods of metal.
Well, we've been a couple of cunts in the countryside. If you've enjoyed this video, like, share, favourite, subscribe. You can follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. If you didn't enjoy this video, you probably like dubstep. If you want to suggest a topic for us to talk about in a future episode, please feel free to do so, and we'll see you next time.
And always remember the legends of heavy metal: Ozzy Osbourne, James Hetfield, Bon Scott, Optimus Prime.
Hey, hey.